All right, guys, I'm going to take you through a single leg hip thrust. Now, if it says a single leg glute bridge or a glute bridge in general, that means you're on the floor, okay? A hip thrust is the exact same thing, except your shoulders are elevated on a bench, okay? What this does is it engages your core more. It allows you to load the movement a little bit more, get a bigger stretch in your glutes and in your hip, and essentially it can build the glutes a lot bigger and a lot more strong in this position, in this variation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide off the bench until my shoulders are on the bench. Now, some people like to rest their elbows. That is okay. What's not okay is resting on your elbows, okay? But you can leave them on the bench if you would like. Now, I'm going to use my left leg as my dominant leg, and as you can see, my shin is pretty much straight. My heel is always in contact with the floor. I see people get on their toe a lot. Keep that heel planted. Now, you can do it like this. I see a lot of people leaving this leg locked out. In my experience, with myself personally and my clients, the best way to do this is to bend this opposite knee a lot and drive it to the ceiling. Not back, but to the ceiling, okay? So I have my knee bent a lot, and I'm going to drive it straight up. I'm going to bring this foot back a little bit, straight up towards that ceiling. Squeezing my butt at the top, keeping my core engaged. So when I drive that knee up to the ceiling, what happens is I actually allow sometimes up to an inch of extra extension of that hip. I literally will see people bend that knee more, and all of a sudden, like that, their hips go through a lot more. So what happens when your hips extend more? Your glutes fire a lot more. And the whole point of this is to get the glutes fired. Now, when I'm doing it, I'm also thinking about my pelvic tilt. Okay, so a lot of us have this tilt where our low back is almost hyperextended. So at the top of that movement, I actually want to pull my rib cage down, keep my core engaged as I squeeze my glutes and drive through. That way I'm not in this hyperextended position on the bench, okay? So remember, abs tight, butt tight. Bend the knee on the opposite side, driving it to the ceiling. Keep that dominant foot, heel planted through the floor, and just drive your hips up. That's the single leg hip thrust.